What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We just wanted to say thank you for the overwhelming amount of texts and phone calls, messages about love and support and prayer that we've been getting from you guys. It truly, truly means more than you could ever possibly know. We're both starting to feel better, and we're both hoping that within the next few weeks, we'll be able to get back to normal and hang out with you guys, joke around with you guys, because we miss you so very much, and we cannot wait to see you. Tonight we're going to be talking about an amazing holiday that we're going to be celebrating in a few days, and it's Thanksgiving. Earlier last week, we asked you guys, what are you thankful for? And it was overwhelming the amount of answers that we got. Friends, family, food. We had somebody say yummy mashed potatoes, my grandmother's mac and cheese. And while all of those things are amazing, all of those things are wonderful, being able to spend time with those that you love and watching football or the Thanksgiving Day parade, whatever the case may be, it's awesome. But we cannot continue on a holiday without thanking the person who gave it all to us. The person who gave his son, the person who gives us the blessings, who gives us the things that even though we may not be happy with them, even though we want better, we know that God is still working. The name of this message is called Operation Give Thanks. And over the quarantine, I've been watching a lot of military movies, and something that's in every single one of those movies is that there's a mission, there's a plan, there's an operation that they have to do, that it doesn't matter the obstacles, it doesn't matter the circumstances, it doesn't matter what anything or anyone says, the mission has to get done. So the name of the message is Operation Give Thanks, because what if on top of enjoying time with each other, we just say, you know what, God, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the things that I don't even know that you've done. The people that you've cut out of my life. The people you've put into my life. My clothes, my loved ones. And this time of year, especially with all that we've been dealing with, it's so hard to be thankful. It's so hard to see the good. And lately, all we've been seeing is negativity and fighting and problems this and problems that. But again, it doesn't matter the obstacles. It doesn't matter what we're facing. Because if we choose to give thanks, we choose to be thankful. It doesn't matter what's going on. We can still have a positive mindset. So tonight, instead of being negative, instead of focusing on anything that's going on, we're going to take a moment and we're going to have the mindset to be thankful. We're going to have the mindset to say, God, you know what? You are good. You've been good. And you will always be good. Now, tonight we're going to be looking at an amazing story that not a lot of people know about, and it's in Luke 17. And just to give you a little bit of an update here, so at this point, Jesus is walking into Jerusalem, and he notices that there's a group of people who are dealing with leprosy. Now, for those who don't know, leprosy is this awful disease where you get sores all over your body, and little by little, the sores become so painful that you don't want to move. You end up just laying down throughout the day because you're hoping that it doesn't hurt. At this time, though, leprosy was considered something that made you an outcast. So not only were you in physical pain all the time, you're also emotionally hurting because everyone you loved, everyone you trusted, would typically kick you out of the city. And you ended up living with other people in your situation. It was an awful circumstance. So as Jesus is walking into Jerusalem, he reaches these people, and we find that in verse 12, he says, as they were going into the village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and called out in a loud voice, Jesus, Master, have pity on us. When he saw them, he said, go show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were cleansed. Something that's important to notice is that when they said, Jesus, have pity on us, it wasn't that they owed him anything. It It wasn't that he owed them anything. It was because they understood that once they spoke to him, the power that he had, their situation could change. They were asking God, listen, whatever you can do, just help us. Notice us. Notice the pain that we're in. Notice that we're struggling with. They knew that all he had to do was speak. He didn't even have to touch them, and their life could be forever changed. Now imagine all the people in the city who just earlier that day saw all these people in pain sitting outside the city gates, and now they're coming into this town. No more sores, no more pain. They're moving in ways that many of them probably hadn't moved in years. Imagine the joy, the chaos, everything that's going on. Imagine the celebration. Imagine the happiness that came over that city. Imagine how those 10 felt knowing that they didn't have to struggle anymore. They didn't have pain. But then, in verse 15, the story changes a little bit. And it says, one of them, when he saw that he was healed, he came back praising God in a loud voice. Verse 16 says, he threw himself at Jesus' feet and he thanked him, and he was a Samaritan. 17 says, Jesus asked, were not all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Has no one returned to give praise to God except this foreigner? Verse 19 says, then he said unto him, rise and go, because your faith has made you well. Now imagine you're Jesus, and you've done what was the impossible. You healed them. You brought hope into their life, peace into their life, joy into their life. And every one of them left, except one. The question I want to ask you tonight, are you like the 9? Or are you like the 1? How often does God do things, amazing, wonderful things, things that we never thought were possible, and we choose not to thank Him? How often do we take for granted the amazing gifts that He gives us daily? Breath in the morning, food, constant blessings in our lives that we often take for granted, that we often don't notice, that we often don't thank Him for. How often are we like the 9? We're so happy living our lives, we're so self-absorbed in our lives that we're like them, that we don't thank Him, that we show Him no gratitude. If we're being honest here, myself included, so much of the time we forget to thank God for the little things. For some of us, we thank God, we forget to thank God at all. We do our food prayer, you might pray at the end of the night before we go to bed, but we miss the beauty of everything that He's doing around us, the battles that He is fighting for us, the things that He's doing on our behalf, even though we may never know it. So tonight the challenge is simple. Take note of all that you have in your life. Be thankful. Have joy. Things may not be perfect, but they could be a lot worse. God loves you. He loves you so much that He gave His only Son for you, and He would do it again, and He's forgiven you, and He's set you free, and He's giving you amazing talents and amazing blessings. Thank Him for it. Don't let the opportunity to just simply say, Jesus, thank you for all that you are and for all that you're doing. Guys, I challenge you, don't be like the 9. Don't be so self-absorbed in your own life that you ignore the person who gave you it all in the first place. But also, after we thank God, after we're open and we're honest with God, take a moment and thank your guardians. Thank them for everything that they do. Thank them for loving you and caring about you. Thank the people in your life for all that they're doing. It may not seem much, but you're so much better than others. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for tonight. Thank you for everything that you've given us. The big things, the small things, the things that we may never know. God, we thank you that you are good, especially when we don't deserve it. Lord, I pray for a safe Thanksgiving holiday. I pray that we enjoy our family, that we enjoy our friends, that we just have an amazing time. But Lord, let us be thankful. Let us praise you. And in everything we do and everything we say, let it be pleasing unto you and showing you thanks for the many, many blessings that you've given us. We pray all these things in your name. Amen. Love you guys. Miss you guys so much. Can't wait to see you.